What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 video, and today we're talking about a little beta that happened this weekend. That is the Monster Hunter World beta. Now let's just kind of explain and let's kind of elaborate on my history with Monster Hunter. I think I played like a demo on like the PSP or something, and I think I maybe played a demo somewhere else, but I have never played a Monster Hunter game. So just take this all with a grain of salt. This is literally coming from a person that has never really fully dwelled into a Monster Hunter world. I played a little bit of them here and there, but they never really grabbed me in a way, and this one actually I feel is kind of grabbing me in a few ways here. And now the beta starts off with you making your character and stuff like that, and picking your like little animal that is, I guess, your companion. I forgot what they call it here, but at least the way you can change your character and everything is a little bit limited, but I'm sure that will be expanded on in the full game and everything. Like, I'm sure you can change a lot more in the full game. And then you go into the actual game here, and you have the guide that's telling you that you have to follow this like cloud of light bugs, whatever it's called. It's essentially just this cloud of green bugs, and they go and they highlight footprints and different skid marks of these monsters you're going to be hunting in the game. And so a whole quest, at least that I played in the beta here, there are 3 quests that you can do, and there's multiplayer as well that I have not gone into yet, but I've only played the first player ones. And you get a quest, and you have it divided up into kind of 2 phases here. So the first phase is where you'll be trying to track the monster, right? So it'll tell you to go search in this certain area of the map, and you'll be able to find different clues to where the monster is. And so that's where your bugs come out, and they'll highlight different footprints, skid marks, etc., anything that will help you track the monster. And eventually you keep doing that, and on the way there's also a lot of different resources on the ground, so you can pick up rocks for your slingshot, you can pick up potions, all that good stuff, and then eventually you will get to the monster, which is kind of like the phase 2 of the actual quest. And so what happens here is that when the monster attacks you and everything, you have a bunch of different options on how to attack it. In the bottom left corner is where you'll find your kind of stone counter, where you can shoot things with your slingshot, whether it be stone or other materials at the actual target. That won't be that much damage dealing, but it'll do some damage, and also it can help the monster be distracted so you can attack it in a different way. And for me, honestly, I'm still trying to get used to this, but the controls in this game are a little bit weird. They're not the most intuitive of controls, or at least the ones that I'm just the easiest to get used to in a way. There is a level of having to like equip your actual sword, and then the attack prompts will come up and they'll change your buttons and everything, and if the sword is not up, the buttons will change and stuff like that. And overall, it's a little bit of a kind of a weird control system, but I am getting used to it and everything. And in the bottom right hand corner is where you have your resources, where you can have your potion healings, your herbs. You also have wheat stone, that way you can increase the hardness of your weapon and blade so that it will deal the most damage all the time, because if you let your blade just kind of go untouched throughout the actual quest, it'll just lower down in hardness and it'll deal weaker attacks, as opposed to when you hard it, it'll definitely do a lot more. So definitely want to make sure you keep up with that. And at least with the 2 quests I played here on the beta, there is a time limit, so you want to make sure you do the actual quest and really do defeat the monster within the time allotted to you. And it's pretty easy. I found that it's not really the hardest thing to defeat this enemy within the time you are given, but there are times where if you bring the monster down to a lower health, to a certain health, it will start running back to its home, so you're gonna have to definitely chase after it, and that will kind of run out of time. So you gotta make sure you just gotta just keep as much damage as you can on the monster at all given times. And your little animal that you made in the beginning of the character creation, I believe that animal somehow, I think one time in the battle he gave me health and everything like that, or other times I think he does attack the monster, but what he does is very, very limited. He does attack the monster and he does give you health and stuff like that, but he's not really so much of a crutch, just more of like a nice little help from here and there in case you need it. And while the first 2 quests had pretty easy monsters, I believe, and I'm pretty sure obviously that throughout the game, in the full game, the monsters get increasingly very, very hard to defeat, and I could kind of see how they would be a little bit difficult here to defeat, especially with how they attack and everything like that, and the kind of, just amount of times they attack in a given time and everything. I definitely, could see how this game could be very, very challenging, stuff like that. But overall, I really did enjoy it, what I'm saying, for this being my first Monster Hunter that I really gave an honest chance to, what I'm saying, like besides, just playing demos or stuff like that in my childhood, playing this was actually quite fun and quite enjoyable. I definitely did enjoy it. my time on the Monster Hunter World beta and everything. And we have seen this game a few times. We first saw it at E3 of 2016, and then we saw a little bit more of it at PSX and everything. So I mean, sorry, E3 2017, and we saw, you know, a lot of it throughout different conventions here and there. And you know, I originally wasn't sold, but I was sold on it. You know, I believe it was at the Tokyo Game Show, wherever they showed it. I think it was Tokyo Game Show. You know, when they showed it there and everything, it was just really cool. Like it looks really cool. It was really intriguing, and I could definitely see, you know, like a bunch of friends going in and trying to take down this big monster and everything. And it's, you know, it just seems like a really cool game to play with co-op at least. And there is mechanics of changing out armor, changing out weapons, stuff like that, but I didn't really, you know, just dabble that much into it. I really just wanted to get kind of the core gameplay down and everything before I mess around with, you know, all the other side things and the menus, whatever, with changing your equipment, changing your helmet, your gear, all that good stuff. But you know, of course, it has also a level to the game that I just didn't mention here because I didn't really, you know, just experience a lot of it. But you know, there was just that to mention as well. And as of the day of this posting on Monday, the official beta ends here tomorrow nights and stuff like that. So definitely get in your hours and stuff like that. Definitely give it a try. I would say, you know, even if you've never played a Monster Hunter, even, you know, if you're like me and I've again barely played the Monster Hunter World, definitely do feel like you should definitely check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I had a lot of fun with this game, and I definitely do want to get at least one more PlayStation in before the actual beta ends. I feel like I'll be able to do that here and there, but we will see how the next few hours pan out. But I definitely want to jump into this game one more time and really get a nice feel for it and everything. And hey, you know what? This game, I think it low-key sold me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was sold back at, you know, the Tokyo Game Show and everything about getting the game. But now with this beta and now experiencing the full gameplay of it, I really am a little bit more sold than I was a few months ago. So definitely will be checking out Monster Hunter World when it comes out. And I'm going to leave the rest of my Quest 2 hunt here on this video for you all to enjoy. If you want to, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn down below. I appreciate the videos. Give me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you. Oh, and by the way, the game comes out January 26th. If you're interested in that, the game comes out January 26th. And when you play the beta, it gives you a link to buy the full game on the PSN store if you are fully convinced of a purchase and everything. So back to the actual gameplay of Monster Hunter World.
Oh boy, that monster is really mad now. Be ready for some vicious attacks. The monster is on the move. Use the scout flies as a guide as you go after it. You can use jump attacks to mount monsters. You need to load the slinger with some ammo. See anything useful lying around? Hey, these shrubs look like the perfect place to hide. Ugh, you're stuck in the muck. Get yourself out of that gunk before you do anything else. retreat to its nest to recuperate. Now's your chance. Hurry up before you get noticed.